Alright, bear with me guys, this is gonna be a book. Just playing. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Pike Township Fire Department Class of 2020 would like to extend our warmest gratitude to our trustee, Mrs. Johnson, our Department Fire Chief, Chief Traxler, our Training and Division Chief, Chief McClendon, our lead instructor, Safety Officer Young, the great firefighters from shifts A, B, and C respectively, that spent countless hours with us on the training pad, preparing us to serve the community of Pike Township and surrounding areas to our fullest extent. Our family and friends that stuck with us through the 153 days, 21 hours, and 30 minutes, or as I would like to say, 5 months, 21 hours, 30 minutes, and 14, 15, 16 seconds in Pike Township in general. Welcome to the 2020 Class 20 graduation from the Pike Township Fire Department. I was elected as class representative to share a few words about our process, our team, and a little bit about ourselves so that you know who will be serving you in the very near future. What is the mission of Pike Township Fire Department? To safeguard our community through services designed to protect life and property from the perilous effects of dangerous conditions. What are the core values of Pike Township Fire Department? Professionalism, integrity, kinetic leadership, and enthusiasm. These are the characteristics that make up Pike. Let's see if your class of 2020 meets the standards and expectations. Now this list is in no particular order, just from my observation and vantage point in the classroom. That's that in the back. All right. Stephen Stundon, or as we refer to him as Stundon. Previous fire service experience with the Air Force and currently still active duty. Was selected to be our first class leader for obvious reasons, but for over a month. Quick side note, everyone. That's a position that should be weekly to bi-weekly rotated, but he was just that good at it. Looks like kinetic leadership to me. Genuinely one of the most kind-hearted individuals I've ever met, and I'm proud to call that. That's what I mean. All right. Tim Ball, hands down, the most charismatic recruit out of all of us. Tim loves to think outside of the box, which has led him to a few successful solutions throughout training academy. This guy has a rebuttal for everything, but in good fun. His dynamic thought process will be an extreme asset on the streets as we work to solve the countless issues presented to us during a hopefully long career with Pike. Jordan Garrison, previous fire service experience from Avon and Terre Haute respectively. 3 a.m. wake up time, 5:30 report time, workouts in between every single day, even today. The man has his systems and they are not to be messed with. But that looks like professionalism and enthusiasm to me. Matt Mead. He has previous EMS experience and is one of our 11 brothers. We like to joke that he has the gift of gab. I mean, this guy can literally start a conversation at any time with anyone, be it in the middle of training, during evolutions, in the passing of rotations, even during house duty cleanups. However, I would trust my life with this guy going into a burning building, and I also know the same gift of gab is what someone in the most vulnerable state during an emergency needs for comfort. So please continue to be yourself. Eli Hudson, probably the quietest among us in the beginning. But you can tell from day one that he was a very family-oriented man. I believe that throughout the academy we grew on him, and he came out of his shell. Definitely a natural leader and willing to make mistakes to learn from. Eli has a knack for keeping Alan in mind, who can get a bit squirrely sometimes, and I'm here for it. Nathan Taylor. or as we've grown to affectionately call him T-Bone. Nate embodies selflessness and determination. He is quick to put others before himself and does whatever it takes to see the team succeed. We were partners plenty of times on multiple drills, and I knew that Nate had my back every single time. Throughout ups and downs of the academy, Nate showed perseverance until the very end. I'm proud of you. Congratulations. Brandon Alexander, previous EMT experience and some fire service experience from Louisville. Us recruits like to tease him about two things: his obsession for wings at Buffalo Wild Wings and being the youngest among us. Never quite catching our 80s and 90s references to pop culture. Without a doubt, I personally can attest to his growth, not only as a firefighter, but into a more mature man. He has definitely displayed integrity throughout the academy. All right, here's where it gets funny. Andrew Bartram. Don't worry, no. Previous EMS experience and definitive squad 4 leader from day one of fire school. This man radiates so much pride and pushes for perfection so hard that you have no choice. Appreciate it. So much pride and pushes for perfection so hard that you have no choice but to be affected by his presence. I recall a time during one of our scenarios where Andrew was in extreme pain and still wanted to push through until the end of the drill. He had to be made by an instructor to sit out for the remainder of the drill. When I see Andrew, I see determination, I see perseverance, I see Pike core values. Dylan Christman, previous volunteer fire service experience, the smartest among us, chosen for A shift because he had the foresight to pick that as his top choice. So Steve, you and I are going to be hearing this for a long time, right? Just get ready for it. Dylan has looked out for us from the beginning, taking notes for the class, making sure duties were done, completing safety checks for the group, and keeping organization as a top priority. Dylan, I watched you from afar, shoulder the responsibility of others, even though most of those responsibilities were for all of us to bear. This is why I believe that you will make a great officer one day, and I'll be proud to serve with you and for you. On issue. Alan Hall, previous volunteer fire experience and EMT. I don't know what it is about Alan. Is he a savant? Has he done all this before? Or is he just that good? It seems as though Alan was born to be a firefighter through and through. Times that I was partnered with Alan, he naturally came up with solutions to any given scenario on the drop of a dime. Hopefully you're catching the theme that I'm presenting to you guys. We have countless leaders in this class, and Alan is no exception. Yes, you can be squirrely at times. That's what hustling is for. Jokes aside, it was a pleasure to watch you work on the training pad and in general to obtain your title as Pike Township firefighter. Lane Beeler, another one of our brothers from Lebanon Fire Department, the Purdue running back. When I say this man bleeds Purdue, one day he showed up to a lunch outing with a Purdue mask, shirt, and shorts to match. And I think the shoes had Purdue on them as well. Please don't get me started on Purdue football stats. Please, no, seriously, I underlined this in bold right there. In all seriousness, Lane is an excellent team player, a go-getter, task completer, a person that knows how to motivate and push you to greatness. Although he's one of our Lebanon brothers, it still sounds like the two departments, Lebanon and Pike, hold true to the same values. Donnie Roy, or Papa Donnie as most of us have become accustomed to calling him. Previous fire service and EMS experience from several departments respectively, going on 15 years, serving as a firefighter. Donnie, being the oldest, sorry Garrison, you got your beat by about 3 weeks, is hands down father figure of the group. He has always been there to lift our spirits on our toughest days, push us through our 7:30 a.m. workouts with his motivational battle cry, and show us how to put water on the fire with style and finesse. He's also already a medic, and most likely will be one of the House's Beaches ride-out officers in the very near future. Chris Berger, unofficially but unanimously selected fitness instructor for our group. The go-to man for functional fitness tips, movement demonstrations, and an outright example of physicality and athleticism. Berger went from a 12-minute mile to an 8-minute mile just by watching your example and following your lead. I'm coming for you, bro. Last but not least, you have myself, Van Muhammad. I'm just a kid from Brooklyn, New York, who grew up with his Hess series fire engine. Sorry, Brandon, this is an early 90s reference that you might like, and dreams of one day becoming a firefighter who, well, with no idea or inkling of what it actually takes to fill those boots. A kid that waved at every fire engine and ladder that drove by because deep down he knew he was looking at superheroes. With no clear path on how to obtain that dream, his priorities were definitely put into perspective during the events of 9/11, which was his second week of high school in Midtown Manhattan. Because of the lockdown for over 18 hours, separated from his family as a high school student, rapidly transforming that kid from Brooklyn into a man, and swiftly changed his dream into determination, setting him on the path to make strategic moves through trial and error to one day stand before you and take the oath along with his fellow brothers that our predecessors took before us to serve our community to our fullest capacity, and if need be, make the ultimate sacrifice, because life and property are the greatest priorities to a firefighter. Hopefully this class of 2020 meets your expectations and standards, and one day will rise above them to raise the bar. I believe this quote from Chief Edward F. Croker summarizes the presentation perfectly. I have no ambition in the world but one, and that is to be a fireman. The position may, in the eye of some, appear to be a lowly one, but we who know the work which a fireman has to do believe that his is a noble calling. There is an adage which states that nothing can be destroyed except by fire. We strive to preserve from destruction the wealth of the world, which is the product of the industry of men, necessary for the comfort of both the rich and the poor. We are the defenders from fire of the art, which has beautified the world, the product of the genius of men, and the means of refinement of mankind. But above all, our proudest endeavor is to save lives of men, the work of God himself. Under the impulse of such thoughts, the nobility of our occupation thrills us and stimulates us to deeds of daring, even at the supreme sacrifice. Such consideration may not strike the average mind, but they are sufficient to fill to the limit our ambition in life and to make us serve the general purpose of human society. Thank you all. Pike Twp.